I am officially live. How is everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well, because I'm doing fantastic. And can I post this on Twitter really quick? Share via Twitter. Everybody here? We're all good? Hey! How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a fabulous day. I am in Florida at the moment, headed down to Miami. And guess what? We're gonna do a meetup! Woo! So, just to give you a little update with kind of what's going on in my life, I just finished up sailing school, just finished up 5 days of sailing school. And I am officially, hey, Sailing Doodles, what up? Officially ASA 101, 103, and 104 certified. So shout out to Reef Runner for teaching me how to sail. But that's not exactly what this video is about. What this video is about a meetup in Miami. And where in Miami are we meeting up? That's a good question. How about Arcola Lakes Park? All of this information is in the description below, but it's 1301 Northwest 83rd Street, Miami, Florida 33147 is the zip code. So Saturday, April 21st, this Saturday, we're having a meetup in Miami, Arcola's Lake, at 1 p.m. this Saturday, April 21st. Be there or be square, but more importantly, be there and come hang out. It's gonna be a great time. I'm gonna be there. My mother's gonna be there. Some of the crew's gonna be there. It's gonna be a wonderful time. We'll talk, we'll take photos, we'll get to know each other. It'll just be an all around hoot and a half and maybe even a gaff, but it'll for sure be a good time. So if you're anywhere in Florida, come down to Miami this Saturday and come hang out at the meetup at Arcola's Lake at 1 p.m. on this Saturday. It'll be an absolutely phenomenal time. So that's pretty much that. All the information is linked up in the description if you happen to forget it. But right now at this moment, I'm near, I don't know, I'm at the beach, but I don't actually know what beach is. What beach is this? We're at Melbourne Beach right now. And it's nice to be in Florida. Got to Florida, let's see, about 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, and then got here a week and a half ago, and then did the sailing school, and now driving down to Miami to do the meetup and meet up with the crew. The crew's flying into Fort Lauderdale, and then after that, on April 22nd, we're hopping on that cruise ship to go over, cross the Atlantic, and get to Barcelona. So that's what's going on. If you're in the area, definitely come to Meetup. I would love to meet all of you that come and get to know you. We can do question and answers, take some photos, all of that. So that's what that is. Like I said, one more time, this Saturday, April 21st, the day before we embark on the cruise, we're doing the meetup. What should I bring to the meetup? Just basically yourself and your camera and your phone and whatever it is you want to bring. Do I have a sword? No, but I should get one. I don't know if they'll let me bring a sword on the cruise. Do you think they'll let me bring that on the cruise ship? Where's the parrot? You should get me one. What do you think are the difficulties of traveling internationally from country to country with a parrot? Do you think that's easy? Also, how hard is it to train a parrot? And do you buy those at the pet store? I assume you buy those at the pet store. But I need eyeshadow to look like Jack Sparrow. I've never put on eyeshadow before, so I don't know how difficult that is and if I could make it. Do you think I could pull it off? Do you think I could pull off eyeshadow on these beautiful, lovely eyes? I don't know if I could or not, but I'm excited to meet whichever ones of you show up to the meetup. I'm really excited. It's the first ever meetup that I've done, and we're doing it in Miami the day before we embark on the cruise. So it's like a great way to kick off the adventure of like doing a transatlantic cruise and getting across that ocean and then starting the sailing adventure in Europe. So, like I said, if you're in the area, definitely come by. So right now, are there any questions from any of you watching? Because if there are, you've got my undivided attention. Don't buy a parrot, it will be a nightmare to get through customs. Noted. How old do you have to be to go to the meetup? You could be of any age. I'm not putting an age limit on the meetup. So all ages are welcome. Where did I get that hat? That's a great question. So this hat here, I funded on Kickstarter, and I absolutely love it. In the brim is a braided wire, so you can fold it at any angle, and you can fold it pretty much unlimited times without it breaking, and it's gonna hold. It also is super sturdy, so in the winds, it'll stay on. It's got a chin strap that you can put on. You can tighten the skull of it so it really sucks onto your face. But what is the company that made this hat? Whoo, don't remember. But I'll link it up in the description below after this. I'll look it up after this video, but it's a great one. I highly recommend it. I think it's called Shapeshifter Hat. Google Shapeshifter Kickstarter and you'll probably find it. That's my guess. But funded it on Kickstarter. If you guys don't use Kickstarter, Kickstarter's great. Kickstarter is where you find all the hip hop happening products that you ever want. Any more questions? Let's see, let's see. I'm doing all this on my phone. Ah, there we go. I can scroll through the comments. Look at that, fancy that. All right, Binkley, hey, might make the trip from Tampa. The bank, the one and only the bank. Tyler Binkley helped me film the whole sailing school experience, so expect to see all of that on the channel in the near future. But the bank, I encourage you to come on down. Hey, Sailing Doodles, after your summer sailing in the Med, come sail with us in Thailand. I would love it. I thought you guys were coming to the Mediterranean though. Is that not true? Did you guys get a new plan? But I definitely wanted to go do some more sailing with you. I'm on the West Coast, can't make it. Do a West Coast? Eventually, but I don't know exactly when I'm gonna be on the West Coast again. But next time I'm on the West Coast, I will definitely do a meetup, and we can do that. Might come from Ohio, man. If you come from Ohio, represent, brother. I appreciate it. Do you still need someone to do captioning for you? For the videos, if you're into captioning, for sure shoot me an email. business@dylanmcgaster.com, and we can discuss all of that on there. But if you're interested in doing captions, like, I currently don't really do them for the videos, but it would be a good addition. Avocado on toast or standalone? Standalone avocado for me. Not a big carbohydrate eater, but that's just personal. It's a little breezy on this beach. Are any of you picking up wind noise, or does it sound all right? Let's see. Come to the UK. Yes, I will be in the UK relatively soon. I'm not exactly sure which month, but being in the Europe, in the Mediterranean, I definitely want to make a trip to the UK because I've got some friends there and I want to go hang out with them. And I've also never been to the UK, so come to the Netherlands. Yes, I will definitely come to the Netherlands. All right, not a lot of wind. That's good to hear. Sounds good enough. It's minimal. All right, more questions. Let's see. What else we got? All right, somebody just Googled the hat, and that's what the hat is. So if you're interested in getting one of these dope hats, go to Shapeshifter. I wish I had a code, but they're not paying me to promote it. I just like the hat, so recommend it. You can also, I mean, you can fold it in any position. We could do the tri-horn right now, but I'm going back to the singular kind of, what was that called? The Three Musketeers, the Musketeers style hat is what I'm digging right now. Are there waves today? Let's see. No, just ever so briefly. Although if you look in this direction, there is a bit of chop. So that means out there, there's probably 12 knots of wind, maybe 10 knots of wind, which is good to know. If you're out there sailing, that'd be pretty nice. 12 knots of wind is a good good wind speed. Can you sing the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song? You know what's funny? Like, as soon as I thought that, I was like, I don't know the words. But then, from the amount of times I watched SpongeBob growing up, it's like, oh, actually I do. Ah, da 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 da. But I'm not gonna do the whole thing. What's your favorite tiny house? I assume you mean of which I have filmed. The one that stands out the most that's coming to mind immediately is Mike Bassage's tiny house up on the mountain, where he made it out of, what kind of rock did he make that out of? Don't remember the rock. Granite. He made it out of granite, and he hauled all of that by hand and then built it. It took him 5 years to build it. If you haven't seen it, the title is like Pro Snowboarder Builds Sublime Tiny House. I think that's what the title is. That's one of my favorite tiny houses I've ever filmed, and that's what comes to mind. Sailing Doodles, when are you diving again? We just dove with about 100 gray sharks, and we're diving with tiger sharks tomorrow. Well, Bobby and Laura, listen, respect to that. I haven't done any diving with sharks yet, but I will. I mean, I want to. I was hoping to do some diving here in Florida, but the time crunch is being, the pressure is happening and it's getting crunched, and I'm a little behind on like work as far as like editing and stuff like that. So turns out no diving here in Florida, but once I get to the Mediterranean, we will definitely be doing some diving. So real quick, the crew has been chosen for the adventure, and after the meetup on Saturday, April 21st at Arcola Lakes, Miami, Florida, we'll be doing another live stream here on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Probably around, let's just say, anywhere between 3 to 5 p.m. this Saturday, April 21st. We'll be doing a live stream, and in that live stream, the crew members will be joining me for that. And so then you'll officially get to meet the crew members. But one of them is scuba certified, and so scuba diving will definitely, hopefully, become a relatively regular activity in my life and on this channel. And what skills does your crew have? Well, both of them have a bit of sailing experience. Neither of them are like licensed or certified specifically, but one of them lived on a, was it 70 foot? It was either 70 foot or 90 foot sailboat for 2 months, sailing through the Greek islands. So that's pretty cool. And then the other one has done some sailing in the Southern Caribbean. I don't know if that's technically the Caribbean anymore, but from, was it Venezuela or Colombia? Either way, it was one of those countries, and sailed to Central America. So they both have sailing experience, which is incredibly helpful. I'll just go ahead and tell you their names. Sneak peek. So we've got Tara, and then we've got Jackson. And Jackson lived aboard for 2 months in the Greek islands, and then Tara did the trip from northern South America to Central America. And Tara's super well traveled. She's traveled a lot, lived in vans, and actually traveled with Ben from Combi Life. So if you've ever seen that, you might actually be familiar with who Tara is. Other than that, Jackson is about to finish with a degree in filmmaking, and then they've got all sorts of other skills that I think will be applicable. Let's see, hold up. What is my zodiac sign by Emma Aqua? My zodiac sign, what do you think it is? Before I say what it is, what do you think my zodiac sign is? And I'll come back to that, but I'll be reading the comments. Got your boat all lined up? Not yet, but there's a few options. There's one option for purchasing a boat. There's also another option for working with some charter companies. But eventually I want to become the owner of my own boat. And if that happens with the boat I'm currently looking at, that would end up being a Morgan 38 is the boat that I'm looking at. You're saying Taurus, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer. I'll just go ahead and tell you that those are all wrong. So Eventually, you've only got 12 to choose from. So, is there 12 zodiac signs? Aries? Nope. I don't. All right, let's see. I'll come back to the zodiac sign question. Mac Johnson, if I donate, can I be part of your crew? Well, that's one of the things that I want to do in the future once the boat's sorted out and smoothed out and we're on the boat sailing and things are kind of running smoothly. What I want to do is allow and be able to bring patrons onto the boat for temporary crew. That would be a great way to do it. The thing with that is the Patreon will need to be a little bit more funded so that we'll be able to afford that, because ideally the way that I would do it is be able to cover all the costs for people, but we'll just see how it goes, because right now what I'm doing is everything that's happening right now, all the money I've made in the past year, I'm pouring back into the channel and into the company, into Floating Orb Productions, officially incorporated in California. So that's cool. I'm the president. Pisces or Leo? Ding, 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 ding. Leo, lion, lion. I'm a Leo, for sure, Leo. My birthday is July 27th, if you were wondering. So yeah, I am a Leo. And I don't really know what I think about zodiac signs or astrology or any of that, but whenever I read the attributes of a Leo, I think it definitely fits me. But I'm always critical, critical. Yeah, I think that's the word I'm trying to use, of any type of information. And so whenever it comes to zodiac signs, because I'll read other zodiac signs and I'll be like, oh, definitely have some of that, also have some of that, for sure have some of that. But Leo, I read Leo and I'm like, pretty much all of that lines up with my personality. But who's to say if astrology is legit or not? I don't know. My thought is how do they figure that out? How do they figure out the position of the planets and then your personality traits from that? I mean, I just don't get it. But woohoo! Hi, Dylan McGaster. First time I've ever caught you on a live stream. AJS Stuff 3 with a Canadian flag. Well, welcome to the live stream. I hope you're enjoying it. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm going through, they're kind of flying by, and so I'm trying to catch them as you go. Do you know Tunisia, as in the country or the person? I've never met a person named Tunisia, actually, but I do know of the country in Northern Africa. Maybe one day I'll visit it. Hopefully one day I'll visit it. Maybe I'll even sail there, but who knows? I've never sailed to Africa before, obviously, but we'll see if it comes up and if it works. Just call me AJ. Yes, you're awesome. I've been following you for almost a year now. Thanks, AJ. You seem like a rad person as well. What were you saying about Combi Life? I didn't catch that part. Oh, okay, so Combi Life, Ben over at Combi Life. If you're not familiar, for sure check him out. He's got a sweet channel. So Tara traveled Baja, Mexico with Ben from Combi Life for, was it 4 months? Man, I'm so bad with specific stats, but I'm pretty sure it was 4 months through Baja, Mexico in the van with Ben. So yeah, that's what I was talking about, Combi Life. And Tara is part of the crew. She will be here on the 20th and at the meetup as well. So come meet us all on April 21st in Arcola Lakes Park, Miami, Florida. If you're interested, I seriously would love to meet whoever comes. I've always been nervous of doing meetups in the past because I just didn't know if people would come or not, but super excited to meet all of you that decide you want to come. And I just think it'll be a great time to be able to put actual people to the numbers on the channel, because that's one of the things I don't think a lot of people necessarily talk about this with YouTube, but there's a disconnect from the actual effect that the videos have on people, because as a creator, basically all I see is numbers and comments, and it's just all online, and just it always reminds me of The Wolf of Wall Street whenever Matthew McConaughey is it's just numbers and That's pretty much exactly how like YouTube analytics go through my brain. So it'll be great to be able to put those numbers to actual people and see people that have been impacted by the channel, inspired by the channel, and just who like watching the channel. It'd be so cool to meet all of you. Let's see, more questions. Could you do like daily vlogging? I think that could be interesting, like see your travels. There's travel, there's no question mark, I added that. So here's the thing. I've been filming for ALS, Alternative Living Spaces, which is what is currently on the channel, which gets posted every single Monday. That's the short documentaries on alternative styles of living, which, you know, cover tiny houses, vans, boats, tree houses, pretty much anything that's unique, funky, domes. But now, as we're expanding the channel, growing the channel, as I'm pouring everything back into the channel and building a team, the plan is to continue that as always, as well as create a travel and sailing series. So I've been filming for that. I'm almost done editing the Baja videos, and then those will go up. And then after those will be the sailing videos from my time in Panama City Beach with Jeremy from Reef Runners, and that'll be a couple episodes. And then once those go up, we'll do some cruise episodes, and then we'll be traveling again. So you know, the plan is to start with posting 2 videos a week as far as like the Monday show, Alternative Living Spaces, and then probably the series on Thursday, trying to get that a weekly. But it's pretty difficult like to get everything going. I've been working on a lot. I left them in the car, but I got stickers, finally got stickers. T-shirts are almost done. They're coming from Indonesia, handmade, hand-dyed, hand-printed, organic bamboo fibers, super comfortable shirts. They really are, like I've felt the material. It really is really comfortable. And I know there's some of you that have pre-ordered. If you haven't pre-ordered and you're interested in pre-ordering, because this first batch is a small batch of 240 shirts. So if you pre-order, you know that you'll get one, and then after that I'll be doing another batch. But t-shirts are coming, stickers are here, you can buy those. If you're wondering, where do I buy all this stuff? You can go to floatingorbproductions.com, and that'll redirect you to dylanmcgaster.com, or you can just go to dylanmcgaster.com and purchase that merch and stickers. And also, if you're interested in prints, there's a few different print options from photos that I've taken in the past that you can purchase. And if you're interested in purchasing a print that isn't on the website, email me, and we'll totally get that working. Hey, Jared, I appreciate you putting in the address into the comments. You the man, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, that's kind of rude. Do I want to close my effing mouth? No, because I'm on a live stream and I'm the only one here talking. So if I'm not talking, you hear that? It's silent. All right, do you travel to every state? I have not traveled to every state. Let's see, what states haven't I traveled to? Well, here, we'll go with what I have. Starting from the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington. I've been through Idaho, haven't spent time in it. I've been to Nevada, been to Utah, been to Arizona, been to New Mexico, been to Colorado, been to Wyoming, have driven through Montana, been to South Dakota, haven't been to North Dakota. I'm missing a few states here. Lived in Kansas, been to Oklahoma, been to Texas, been to Kentucky, been to Missouri, been to Illinois, been to Ohio, been to Alabama. I don't think I've been to Mississippi. Been to Georgia, been to Florida, been to, I said Kentucky. I don't think I've been to either the Carolinas or Virginia. And then in the Northeast, I've been to Maine, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, New York. I've pretty much driven through like almost all of the Northeast. So as far as states that I'm missing a few in the South. I really want to go to North Carolina. Where's Asheville? Is Asheville, North Carolina, I believe. Really want to go there, but I haven't been there yet. you should come to Canada, British Columbia. I've been there. It's so beautiful here in the spring, summer. You'd love it. I did love it. Unfortunately, whenever I was there, like I got there and it was going great and I was there for like a week and a half, and then the fires rolled in and it was just smoke. And so I was literally sleeping with a respirator on because I live in a van without any air conditioning. And so then I was literally in Squamish, and it was so smoky you could barely see Chief. And I was like, why am I staying here? I have a van. I can literally go anywhere. So then I drove, I think it's like 6 hours from Squamish to Portland. And I got down to Portland and it was smoky in Portland. And I was like, what is going on with these fires? And then I learned, which this is a crazy fact, but apparently this is true. This is what Canadians told me, that the fires in Canada, the forest fires, never go out. In the winter, they get covered with snow and they ember. And then once that snow melts, those fires flare up again. So the fires literally never stop, which is so crazy to think about. No asking about religion. Uh-oh, who asked about religion? Let's see, more questions. South America, that's not a question. Are the shirts V-neck or crew? They're V-neck. I'm a fan of V-neck. I just like them. I don't like the suffocation feeling of the crew necks. I don't know if you noticed that, but I tend to wear button-ups that, you know, give me a lot of breathing room. And if I don't wear button-ups, I wear V-necks. But these shirts, they're like super high quality. I had been putting off selling merch for a long time because I didn't want to sell anything that I didn't think was high quality, because I think there's enough like low quality cotton t-shirts in the world, and I didn't want to contribute to that. So these t-shirts are, like I said, they're organic, bamboo, made in Indonesia, handmade, hand dyed, well, I don't know if they're actually hand sewn. I think they are, but they're hand dyed, hand screen printed, and then they're coming from Indonesia. All the sources are like ethically sourced. So yeah, super excited for whenever those get here. They should be here soon, but it always takes longer than you think it's gonna take. What do you think about bus life? I think bus life is great. Like, really, the thing about the alternative living spaces, styles that I promote on the channel is I don't really, like, it's not that I think one is better than the other. I think that it all just depends on your situation. Like what works for you. You're saying shut up. Why are you even watching the live stream? Like what works for you? Does a tiny house work for you? Does just downsizing work for you? Does a van work for you? Because none of this is a one size fits all. There is no such thing as a one size fits all. And so it really just depends on what works for you. So if bus life is what like really gets you stoked, then bus life works for you. But you know, it's really whatever works. Hey, sorry man. Hey, I appreciate the apology. Represent, big love, no worries. How do you deal with the stigma of can life? Well, I've never lived in a can. Just kidding. I lived in a can once, but it was actually a van. I don't really. The only issues that I've had have been in California, where the police are not particularly stoked about it, and so you get moved, and that's always frustrating because to me, the most frustrating part is like I'm a tax-paying citizen. It's not like I'm trying to skirt out on the whole system and not pay my taxes and like try to. It's like I am a law-abiding citizen. I pay my taxes, all of that, and so then for a police officer to come and knock on my house in the middle of the night and wake me up and tell me that they're going to tow me or whatever is just so atrociously frustrating to me. So that's the only thing is, and like the cops that do that, they're the cop, like they're not the good cops that you're like, yeah, I like being around this kind of cop. This is the cops that do that. They're normally, you know, the ones that are just trying to pull a power play. Anyway. That's really the only issue I've ever had with the stigma of van life. Everything else has been pretty all right. How do you get enough money for van life? Well, Brock Giblion, the nice thing about van life is there's an extremely low barrier of entry, right? If it really just depends on like, what are you comfortable with? Are you comfortable with being uncomfortable? Because if you are, then you can do van life on an extremely low budget. The first, Gladys, I bought Gladys for $2,000. I put the initial build was like $3,000 into it. So that's $5,000 to have a mobile house. And then as far as making money while I'm traveling, that's through this channel and through the Patreon. And so if you're interested in supporting the Patreon, you can go over to patreon.com/Dylan McGaster and support the team, because living on a boat is actually like kind of expensive. And then doing all these adventures. And also the thing that I'm like look forward to most about this progression of the channel and the growth and all of that is being able to pay people, right? Like being able to have people on the team that are being supported by the channel besides myself. That that inspires me so much to think that I've been able to create something that is going to provide income for multiple people potentially is so inspiring. Yeah, if you're interested in supporting on the Patreon page, I would totally appreciate it. And it's going to expanding the channel to provide you guys with more high quality and content, as well as more videos. Best internet services on the road. As far as with my phone, I just use I just have T-Mobile Unlimited. It's not that great. My speed gets throttled a lot because I'm a heavy data user, right? Like, so I'm gonna flip this phone around so I can switch hands. Uh-oh, orientation is locked. Just kidding. I guess I can't switch hands. I gotta strengthen this right arm. I use a ton of data from uploading some. I've had months where I've used over 30 gigs of data in a month. And so because of that, T-Mobile was like, yeah, it's unlimited, but whenever you use a ton of data, we're totally gonna put you to the back of the priority list. So that's like a total bummer. Still trying to figure out exactly what to do in the Mediterranean as far as phone service and internet. If any of you have any ideas, leave a comment. I would totally appreciate it. And yeah, as far as traveling through Europe and in Europe, if any of you have any ideas what to do about phone service, internet, feel free to reach out and let me know, because I'm still trying to figure that one out. We're gonna do a few more questions, and then I'm gonna switch over to an Instagram Live. So if you wanna continue on this little course with me, you can go over to Instagram Live, but I only have 8% battery left, so it might be a short one. But we'll do a few more questions. What languages do I speak? I speak English. Whether I speak English well or not is totally debatable. I make a lot of grammatical errors. I also just really don't know anything about grammar. So I kind of speak English. It's my first language. I'm really good at body language. I don't know if that counts. But then I also speak Spanish. Not fluent, but es posible hablo en español. Pero estoy aprendiendo español. Necesito hablar más, entonces I don't know what I'm saying, so that I can get better. Am I a dog person or a cat person? I mean, I grew up with dogs, and so there's that, but I like cats. It's like, I don't really think you have to do one or the other. I think the thing about cats is like, they're literally not domesticated, so you're dealing with a technically wild animal, which is interesting. And they go out and hunt birds, and they're apparently devastating to bird populations. But interacting with a cat is a wild animal that likes interacting with humans, opposed to a dog is a domesticated animal. So I think there's benefits to both. All right, we're gonna do a few more questions, and then switching over to Instagram Live. We're gonna do one more. Let's see. All right, this is one. Oh my God, it just disappeared. Where'd it go? Somebody said I don't answer tough questions, do I? I try to answer tough questions, but they're just flying by. So I literally haven't even read all these comments. But I don't want to end on that question. So somebody asked me a tough question. Yo, 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 yo. Mahalan Siyan. All right, let's see. Are there any tough questions coming? Any tough questions? What is the meaning of life? Well, I think the meaning of life is to experience. I think that's what we're all here for. I think that like we are consciousness, like it's all connected and it's all one thing in a weird way that like whenever I say that, there's part of me that's like, shut up, you hippie. But there's also part of me that really believes that. But I don't know if I believe it in the same way that a lot of people believe it. But I really think that the meaning of life is to experience and to grow. And so how do you grow? You grow by doing hard things and through suffering, right? Life is supposed to be hard. It's hard for everybody. There is no easy route. If you're wanting to do something that is meaningful and impactful, it's going to be difficult. And so knowing that it's just so refreshing to be able to like go through the suffering and know, okay, this is difficult because it's supposed to be, because that's how it works to do anything that is going to provide growth. So that's the question we're going to end on. I'm going over to Instagram. Once again, if you're interested in coming to the meetup this Saturday, April 21st, Arcola Lakes Park, 1301 Northwest 83rd Street, Miami, Florida. I will see you there. And now I'm going to Instagram. Peace out. If you want to buy merch, go to dylanmcgaster.com or support on Patreon. Bye.